ironically, we told him we're gonna be here for 5 weeks, and he said, oh, picked the wrong place for 5 weeks.
Like, people don't stay here for 5 weeks when they come to visit, but that's what we want. Like, I want to come to places that tourists don't go and stay for a long time, because there's all these cool things that nobody else gets to experience if you don't come and live in a place that you don't know anything about for 5 weeks.
After our 4-month journey in Europe came to a close, we traveled home to the States to see friends and family, and then planned a 5-month trip to Latin America. The first 3 months were planned in Ecuador, but due to last-minute travel advisories that came out 4 days before our departure, we did a major pivot to a city in the Patagonia region of Chile, Coyhaique. Without much time to plan, we defaulted to a town that appeared to be abundant in our favorite activity, hiking. The plan was 5 full weeks hiking here, but it turned into so much more. You're watching a story about our first week in Coyhaique, Chile. About to leave the house, and I grabbed the shirt on the top of the pile.
I grabbed the shirt I wore yesterday, which claims I can wear it again today, and now we're matching.
Check it out. Same shirt.
I told him he has to change.
I'm not changing. After 30 hours of travel, we arrived. Now what? We stretched the legs around the town, got to know some streets, and found some incredible coffee. Coyhaique, nicknamed the Heart of Patagonia, is the capital of the Aysén region in southern Chile. It was officially founded in 1929 with the development of the south. Cerro Macay looms above the city as an iconic and beautiful landmark. The Simpson River, world famous for its trout fishing, flows adjacent to the cliffs on the west side of the city. To arrive, we flew into Santiago, then took a connecting flight to Balmaceda, an airport only 25 miles and an easy bus ride away from Coyhaique. In addition to the beauty, we were quickly learning it's also filled with friendly people. The very first person we spoke to, our coffee waiter Martin, provided his number in case we needed anything while in the city. As we planned originally to live in Ecuador, our planned budget was $50 per day. But Chile is not Ecuador, so we upped our budget to $75 per day. Housing averaged out to $37 per day, leaving $38 to live off and adventure with. During our 5 weeks, we'll be staying in 2 different places. The first place is for the first week, a small home on the side of a hill. The next month is going to be in a studio attached to a rural home on the outskirts of town.
Welcome to our first Airbnb in Chile. So this is the place that we're staying. When we got here, we only had it for a week because the next Airbnb was available for a full month starting on January 30th. So we needed something as a buffer. So this is the buffer. We have this awesome window, which ends up looking out over to the huge view of all of the mountains surrounding the area. And it also happens to be the best view for sunsets in the area. Over here has been our dining room area, and where we've been working on the computer. And then if you follow us this way, we've got our kitchen, which was small, but also very doable. It was great because we had a door that overlooked all the mountains, a little stovetop. We had to light it with matches each time, so that took some getting used to, but yeah, the stove's been awesome. Huge fridge. Then if you come into here, we've got our bathroom. Personally, this is my favorite room in the house because of this view. It has a huge window right in the shower that overlooks the mountains. I don't think it gets any better than that. Somehow, we have 3 bedrooms, which we didn't realize when we booked the place. This has been our main bedroom where we've been sleeping. That's exciting. Then this has been my room for keeping all of my clothes organized, but if we had guests, I guess we could have had friends come. And then this has been the room that Colin's been using for all of his stuff. I think we spent $300 for a full week here, so it was a little bit more per day than the next place that we're going, but it's been in a great location. There's a market right down the street that we just discovered, and it's very easy to walk to town. So 10 out of 10.
24 hours into our new town of Coyhaique.
We are loving it
It's
here.
amazing. Way better than our expectations.
First of all, I knew we were coming during the summer months because we just come, obviously it's January, we just come from 2 weeks in Detroit visiting Colin's family.
Cold,
I
dark.
forgot how good it feels to be in summer again.
It's amazing. How much daylight do we have?
17 hours.
And it's warm and beautiful and it feels like summer.
It feels like summer. It's like we got transported back in time to July, or fast forwarded to July of this year. Like it's almost like I think our bodies need time to adjust to the fact that it's summer again.
Yeah, we're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Now, Meredith, tell them how you found this spot.
So I found this town on Google Maps. All we did was search within Chile, and I just kept clicking on mountain towns that I could find. And I'd go to Google Images, see if they looked pretty, do a little bit of research on the town size. We are really not particular, but we like small towns. Like we have a list of requirements that we're kind of looking for, like coffee shop, less than 20,000 people-ish, hikes that you can get to. So we looked into that, and then we found a great Airbnb. That was it. That was all the planning we did. This was not like a found on this website that I read was great for tourists or anything like that.
So here's our first impressions after 24 hours. Daylight, amazing.
Check.
Mountains, more beautiful than we imagined.
The people have been so nice.
Incredibly kind.
Yeah, we already got a number of this guy that works at the coffee shop that wants to go on a hike with us.
Yeah, we don't have a car.
Nope, but he does.
The food and coffee quality, actually the quality of everything here is blowing our expectations out of the way.
I cannot believe how nice everything is.
And the Spanish is fast. We have a lot of work to do.
Rapido.
But 24-hour impressions, we're super happy to be here and can't wait to explore more.
And it just feels right.
Day 2 in Chile. We're still a little bit tired from the overnight flight and the time zone difference we didn't know existed, but today we woke up, we went for a beautiful run along the river, and now, after a wonderful lunch that Meredith made us, we're going for a walk around town. Our plan was to find a trailhead. However, our map stopped working because we don't have any service, and so we had to just decide to walk around town.
But what's really cool is this town is way bigger than we initially thought it was. Huge. So in an effort to try to find the trail, we ended up finding a whole new section of town we didn't know existed. So far it's really working out. We've passed a lot of cute little kittens running around.
A ton of dogs.
Yeah, and some great side streets I never knew.
Yeah, and this town is beautiful.
Yeah.
Welcome to summer 2024.
Wow, that's so cool.
She goes.
Okay, it's the first thing that I've bought that's not on the list while we're in Chile. It is some string because I'm going to try to embroider my new bag, and my aunt gave me all of the needles and stuff to fly down to Chile with. So it's going to be a fun little project for me. I'm sure I will just end up destroying this bag and not at all having anything cool, but we'll see, just in case.
This is Unimark.
The grocery store blew us away. It was huge, with tons of options and extremely well stocked.
You know you're sticking around when you buy toilet paper and flashcards.
However, due to the town's remoteness, there were a few days when a couple specific items were out, like tortilla chips and salsa, or 85% dark chocolate.
So we probably should have realized that shopping at 5:30 is as crazy as it would be in the States. That place turned into a zoo.
A zoo! However, we got the haul in the backpack minus the toilet paper and the vino.
$3.
So the whole trip was $45. Not too shabby.
Honey, is that a fire?
Oh wow. It's crazy because right where that smoke is coming from is the hike we planned to do today. But we put an olive bowl at the last minute to not do that hike.
And we would have been like right in those mountains if we had done that.
Good call, Mare.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, we're home now, and as you can see, we have a beautiful view of not only the mountain, but also the fire. So we'll keep tabs on it, make sure we are safe, and hopefully the firefighters continue doing a great job taking care of it. Unfortunately,
This is not our first time having a forest fire while traveling. This happened to us 2 summers in a row in Montana, and almost every single summer that we lived in Colorado. We've just never been this close to the fire. But it's pretty scary to just like look out your window and see flames. We texted our host and she said that there's no reason to evacuate yet, but she'll be in touch if there is. So we've just got notifications turned on. And until further notice, we're gonna play some cards, drink
Have
some
a little
wine,
happy hour.
and hope and pray that all the trees are okay and nobody's house gets burned down.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Throughout the night, the Coyhaique firefighter team did an incredible job keeping the fire in check.
Morning update on the fire. It looks like last night they got it out, which is awesome. They still are running a couple helicopters here and there, but we don't see any more flames or smoke, which is awesome. Last night I was really scared to go to bed because I was afraid that the fire was going to spread overnight. And so I kept setting an alarm to go off every 2 hours to wake up and check it. But because we live with the perfect view of where the fire was, there was a watch party right outside of our house. And then the dogs next door were going nuts because of the people there. So there was no reason for the alarm because everybody woke us up. And
Apparently no reason for sleep either.
yeah, so we didn't sleep much, but hey, the fire's out. It's all good. Just a little crazy how that happened.
Just got myself a white crested Alania. Feeling pretty good about that.
Bug.
So we had a great city hike to get here, and the views are absolutely spectacular. The challenge we're running into though is we're not sure how to find the trail. So we're gonna have to cross the river, I guess. Ooh, ah, that's cold. Way colder than the other side of the river. After a highway hike, the trail was hard to find. That is, if this trail existed at all. The surrounding scenery did leave us breathless though. Well, turns out the trail just leads us here. It's beautiful, but not exactly where we wanted to go.
And I'm a little worried about ticks.
So, I don't know if that's an issue in Chile, but back we go.
You want to try for like 2 more minutes?
We'll try on it for 2 more minutes. General consensus,
Not a trail.
no trail. Busted.
But there's all these cool like spots where I think animals are sleeping.
Yeah, we gave it a shot and we're discovering a lot of nature out here. Like animal sleeping spots. It's time for a picnic, cheese and crackers, just like the Camino. Let me tell you, you haven't lived until you've done the bite peanut cracker.
Ready?
Ready. Bite a banana.
Add the peanuts in the mouth.
Cracker.
This is a Michelin 5-star restaurant we've got here.
So good.
We didn't find a trail, but it's a really cool park. That you
Beautiful.
can do like short walks around, and the water's gorgeous. So
Yeah.
I count it a win.
Definitely a win. Not the hike we were hoping for,
No.
but still a win.
It may look like we hike forever, but all this footage was from the same half mile, and the 5 miles of highway hiking didn't quite make up for it. That became the theme for our first week in Chile. Happy, but fading quickly, it was time for a refresher.
What a day so far.
What a day!
So started off, we went for an awesome run on the new bike path that we discovered.
Awesome bike
So
path.
much fun. We came home, we made a delicious breakfast, and we're like, all right, we'll work for 5 hours, and then we'll go to this national park that's right down the road.
Turns out the national park entrance closes at 2:30, and there's no public transportation to get there, so we missed our window.
So then we started doing a deeper dive into the car rentals, which we knew ahead of time would be expensive. We looked it up, it was like $60 a day. So we're like, all right, we'll rent them a couple days a week, have them here and there, but not all the time because that's pricey very quickly.
Problem we ran into though, as we discovered, the only way to get to nature is via car.
Which is crazy. Like, it looked like when we booked this town as the place we were going to stay, we could get to a lot of hiking trails from the town. So we figured on the days that we didn't have a car, we could still be out in nature and still go hiking. But that's not really the case.
Which is a bummer. So then we had a stressful moment as we broke down. It's like, oh my gosh, according to all trails, the only hikes you can do are at national parks. The national parks not only cost money, but it costs money to get there.
And have specific hours.
And have specific hours. Where are we going, sweetheart?
Up this way.
Okay. So, right now what we're doing is we are on a mission to be productive and salvage the rest of this afternoon by trying to find out where our next house is that we rented so that we can sign up for a gym membership. Gotta stay in shape while we're traveling. What's next?
And then we're gonna go to a car rental place, see if we can negotiate monthly rates or just get a better understanding of the pricing. And then get stuff for dinner.
That'll be a day.
Not a bad day, just a lot to figure out.
Yeah. It's a beautiful road.
It's stunning back here.
Quiet, private, covered in trees, blocking the wind.
But to get here, it's a disaster.
Absolute disaster.
And our driveway is so steep, there's no way we can rent like a cheapo car and just drive it up. Like we're gonna have to have 4x4. And walking back and forth to town, it's sketch.
Takes us along a major highway.
Yeah.
Doesn't look major until you're on it and the cars go zoom, zoom.
Yeah. This is gonna be interesting.
Interesting. Hey, Chile. Well, what started as an exciting pick our spirits up walk by where we are going to live in the future for the rest of the month, get our spirits up, woohoo, kind of just brought us, I don't know, to a bigger low.
Down a
the
couple
same low.
pegs.
Well, we asked the host
She said
if
we
it's
could.
walkable. She said it's an easy short walk to town. Apparently easy short means next to a highway for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And online, we're surrounded by mountains. You click on all trails, a bunch of trails pop up. However, those are driving trails, which I didn't know existed on all trails.
All the research we did made it look like,
Hey, bud. And there are dogs.
you scared us because you look like a wolf, but it's okay.
It's okay, buddy. Buddy. Hey,
I
pal.
just came to say hello.
Hey, it's not your fault we got scared of you. You're a sweet guy. One more strike. Turns out we missed the happy hour.
Also, we went to a car rental place, and all the cars are manual, and we didn't think of that.
But manual with the discount is 68 bucks a day, but they only have availability for 4 days. We got some figuring out to do.
Yeah.
Given our daily budget was only $38, a $68 a day for 4-day minimum was out of the question, which means we were stuck.
We just got handed free Indian food.
It's the Festival of India.
Just walked right into it.
We needed this today.
The details and origin of this event are still unclear to us, but we love Indian food and it's exactly what we needed to cheer up our spirits.
Alright, there's a change in the winds. The Indian Festival, we met a tour guide who might be able to help us get to some hiking spots.
Yeah.
We met a different tour guide who told us that the best way to get there is suck it up and walk. We're good at that. And we just bought a kilo of cherries for $3.
We think. We're not entirely sure what happened.
We're a little confused, but the lady was very nice.
So sweet.
¿Puedes repetir eso, por favor?
Can you speak slowly, please?
No, can you repeat this, please? It's day 4 or 5 in Chile, and we've been stymied on our hikes for a number of reasons, but not today. Today, the only reason that we're going to be stymied on our hike is because this one isn't getting out of bed.
You got out of bed like 5 minutes before me.
She's still in bed. It's yet to be seen.
So lately, a typical breakfast has included peach, some oatmeal, some really good vegan yogurt that we found, and hard-boiled egg. So we're gonna enjoy that. Hit the road. We've got an hour and 47-minute walk to the national park. We met this nice man that told us last night that we could walk there, and that was the encouragement that we needed. So we're gonna eat and then head out. We really can't go on a hike without getting a cup of coffee first.
It's just the best way to start the day.
Yeah, so we're gonna go into town, get some coffee, maybe some sunscreen because the sun here has been super intense. And then start our hike to the park. And then we'll start our hike. And hi!
This dog This dog's our friend.
Oh my gosh, good morning,
Good
big
morning,
stretch. Hi,
Good morning,
buddy.
pal. Old buddy, old pal.
Oh my gosh.
It's good to see you
We
again.
adore you. Bueno Pero.
We were downtrodden after so many failed hikes, but we try again. That's why we're here after all. We were up early for a 5-mile walk to the entrance of Reserva Nacional Coyhaique.
Hi, buddy.
Very good looking Pero. Watch your step.
Well, we're walking into town.
We got a mascot.
We got a new amigo. The dogs here just kind of, some of them attached to you, and they'll just follow you for like a mile or two. We had one guy that went on a whole run with us, and then he got too tired, so he had to abandon us. But this guy might be coming to the park with us, if you can bring dogs. Can you bring dogs to the park? Oh, nope, he's already ditching us. He's
uninterested.
camera shy today. Bye, buddy.
Although we were attempting to adopt this dog, you cannot bring dogs into the park.
Hola, buenos días.
Hola.
This was our only hope.
Oh man, things are closed on Sundays.
Well, we've officially are on the outskirts of town. How many coffee shops are open? So no caffeine for this hike. We have to switch up our schedule.
That's all right. We're learning. But we did get the sunscreen.
Yeah, we did.
The 5-mile walk to the hike took us through the suburbs, down a highway, along a gravel road, and then onto Highway 7, before ending with a steep uphill to the Reserva Nacional.
Apparently walking on roads, highways, etc. is safe here. Both our Airbnb host, the tour guide, and the stranger we talked to all said yes, it's a very safe road. So we thought sidewalk, turns out just a road, turns out safe.
Hi, buddy.
Woohoo! We made it. Reserva Nacional Coyhaique.
This is awesome.
All right,
Okay, here we go.
now what do we do here? About $8.50. All right.
All right, so we made it into the national park. It was so easy.
Yeah, it cost us $17.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer because we want to come a couple days a week, but it's the only place we can hike in town, so maybe it's worth it to come once a week or something.
No doubt about it. And it's the cutest national park ever. Tiny little parking lot, really nice staff.
When you walk in, they're like, which hike do you want to do? They write down your name, they write down your phone number.
Make sure they keep track of
They
everybody,
ask if
keep
you have
us
enough
safe.
snacks and water on you. They're really sweet here.
They're very nice.
Yeah, and then there's apparently a hike you can do to the top of the mountain that we're definitely going to want to do, but she said you have to arrive by 10 a.m. for them to let you do it.
And
because
we missed it by about 10 minutes.
Yes, so it's all right. Next time we'll come in town and do it. We're going on a hike. We're going on a hike. We got all the way here to go on a hike.
You may think Meredith is a little bit too excited for the path that we just started walking on. However, it is so hard to get into nature when you don't have a car that we're just really happy to be here.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Wow.
The reserve was quiet, green, and simply beautiful. Plus, the trail was dirt. We were back in our element.
In Spanish with this guy that we met. We covered where he was from, where we're from, how long we're in town for, that we like this hike, that this area is very different from Florida. It was awesome. It felt
We
so
laughed
cool.
about Florida, described where we were from, and that was all in Spanish. And it was very nice. He slowed down for us. We asked him to repeat himself a few times. However, it was a full conversation. We understood each other.
And we used some of our things that we learned in flashcards this morning at breakfast.
Mm-hmm. We learned some things, used some things from the flashcards, used some things from the Camino. Meredith pulled out the Del Norte.
Woohoo.
And I think he was impressed, but not as impressed and excited as we are. Back to nature.
It may seem insignificant if you are bi or trilingual already, but for us, we've been working on this for a while and we were pretty excited. The trail at the reserve takes you to 3 different lakes, this first one being the biggest and, in our opinion, the best.
Over how good it smells. Like, I didn't realize the smell of summer because when it's summertime, you're in it all the time. But when you go from like being in winter in Detroit, Michigan, to coming here to being in the middle of summer out of nowhere, you really recognize the smells.
Smells good.
So we just ran into our friend that we spoke to in Spanish the other day, or not the other day, earlier on the hike.
Jose Pepe.
Jose Pepe. And he's sitting on a rock. And so we come up and we're like, oh, our amigo. And we start chatting with him. And he just goes through every photo on his phone and starts showing them to us. His grandchildren, his casa, the hiking trip he took with his wife, photos from his childhood. And we're just getting eaten alive by the bugs the entire time. But we can't.
So nice.
It's so nice. And we didn't have enough vocab to say, hey man, the bugs are getting to us. We gotta go. And so I kept asking him for like one of the words to describe that. So he'd be like, ¿Cómo se dice? And then I point out a bug. And then, ¿Cómo se dice? And he'd be like, trekking. I'm like, okay, we can get out eventually. And we did, but he was so nice. And we got a great photo with him.
But I gotta tell you, after 10 minutes, he's kissing Mare on the cheek.
He did.
Jose Pepe works fast.
Yeah, he did. After 10 minutes, we were getting hugs and kisses.
Very nice guy.
Super nice.
It turns out Jose Pepe was a pretty popular man in town, known as a nature lover, park lover, and overall friendly guy. Mary just told me we're at 26,000 steps for the day. And all we did was walk to the park and see some lakes.
20.
I love Chile. The bathrooms at the national park, exquisite. They are clean. Water.
Everything you need them to be.
Yeah, except for one thing.
They don't have toilet paper.
And it's not, they're out of toilet paper.
You just have to
They
bring
just
it.
don't have it. You bring your own.
Which I found very common as we've been traveling. Like France was like that.
We're rookies, so we didn't bring toilet paper.
It's like during the COVID times when everybody was stocking up on toilet paper. Stock up on toilet paper before you travel.
You got to do it.
So we just finished up with our awesome hike. And before we do our second hike of the day, which is the hike back into town, we're gonna have a little snack while checking out the viewpoint of the town. That massive bug just landed on me and I think I accidentally killed it. That was an awesome full day.
Amazing.
I think we should do it once a week.
Now, it cost a lot of money,
Yeah.
but it was worth it. We were in nature, we made friends, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Great way to spend up until, what, 2:30?
Yeah. Great way to spend the day. I think the only downside is that the park closes at 4 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer because the sun genuinely does not set until 10:30. So there's lots of time left over. And it's pricey. But it's easy to get to. I loved it. I definitely think we'll be coming back a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And until then, look at this view.
The long walk home left us tired, but fulfilled. We were finally hiking.
Biggest perk about living at this first place we lived at The view and the sunset. Every single night at 10 o'clock, we get the best goodnight kiss from the sun.
Oh, a good night kiss. I like that.
Boy, do things turn around.
We had the best morning ever, and I can't believe how good it turned out.
No. Well, first off, it started off not a bad morning. We overslept because we were up late last night watching the game.
Yeah, and
We skipped breakfast to go for a run, and the sun was hot.
and then we went to this coffee shop, and while we were waiting in line, Colin and I were practicing how we were going to order in Spanish.
We're not good yet, so we have to practice.
And this guy comes up to us, he's like, "Where are you guys from?" And I'm like, "We're from Florida. What about you?" Oregon. He's lived in Chile for the last 4 years, but he's been coming to Chile since 1999.
Yeah. Crazy cool guy, super hippie. We ended up getting breakfast with him.
Yeah.
We just got coffee on a lemon bar.
We sat for 2 hours with this guy. It turns out he's going to be living right down the road from that new place that we walked to that was horrible to get to town from. He knows a secret route that we can take to get into town.
He knows the waterfall that we can get to, that, it's the backwoods route to get there.
Yeah.
He knows the places to go, the bus routes to take,
Yeah. And
the language.
He was just like the light that we needed to know, like, hey, we're in the right spot. Like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
We felt a little uneasy, like we were trapped without the car, and how are we going to afford to be able to travel and do some of the things we want to do? And I don't know, just meeting this guy made me feel like we're in the right place.
We're in the right place. Now, ironically, we told him we're going to be here for 5 weeks, and he said, "Oh, picked the wrong place for 5 weeks." And then he starts talking, and we start talking, and all of a sudden he's saying, "Oh, there's so much for you to do. You're going to love it. We can do this, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that." And Meredith and I leave it thinking, gosh, we only have 5 weeks.
We can be here for 5 weeks. And I think the thing he said that stuck, I was like, people don't stay here for 5 weeks when they come to visit. But that's what we want. Like, I want to come to places that tourists don't go and stay for a long time, because there's all these cool things that nobody else gets to experience if you don't come and live in a place that you don't know anything about for 5 weeks.
So we're going to learn stuff about this place. We're happy. This was not a turning point because we've had a great first week, but now we're about to have an even better next month.
Today was a really good moment for us. I think we needed this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to go eat because I am starving.
Yep.
Hiking may not be as accessible as it was in our dreams, but as our first week in Chile comes to a close, we are really optimistic about the upcoming month. It didn't take long for us to fall in love with Coyhaique. Plus, as fate had it, we did see our friend Patrick again. Join us next time to hear our raw thoughts on our first week in Chile, and then experience a road trip to Puerto Cisnes with Patrick, our first big adventure in this beautiful country. The story about Chile has just begun.